Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually moves the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Christy Hunter. Christy is a wedding photographer and SEO specialist for small businesses and creatives. After paying for a professional, expensive website redesign that made false SEO promises and moving her wedding photography business clear across the country, Christy quickly realized the importance of SEO. She then decided to tackle SEO head-on and, in the end, found a new passion and challenge that she loves. Now, Christy helps her fellow entrepreneurs make their business dreams a reality by increasing their visibility with online search. Christy, I'm glad that we've hunted you down online and found you successfully. Welcome to Goalbusters.
Thanks, Ron. Happy to be here. I hope that my SEO is working for me.
Well, maybe not, because you've only found me, so that's probably not such a highlight. Whereabouts in the world are you, Christy?
I am currently in the state of Tennessee in the United States. I'm in a temporary living situation at the moment while my husband and I are building our forever home, but we'll be settling down here in hopefully just a few months.
Right, so I'm imagining then, because when I first saw your very white background, I thought she's in an igloo somewhere, and I've got that slightly wrong. I'm a few thousand miles and a few tens of centigrade was it Fahrenheit you have in America? I'm out on temperature as well. All right, yeah. Anyway, that's me waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
Sure.
All right, let's get the clock up on the screen, and there it goes. Christy, could you please tell me who is your ideal client?
Sure. So my ideal client is a small business owner. So we're talking about probably a team of 1 to 5 people who's been in business for maybe 3 years or more. So at this stage, they know who their own ideal client is, and they also know what they want their business to be known for, like what their specialty service or product is. Ideally, they're very passionate, of course, about what they do, and they're devoted to seeing success in their business, because the biggest problem that I run into when working with people is not having that follow through. So essentially, they're willing to put in the work to reach their goals. And when they reach out to me, they're typically ready to take charge specifically of their website and turn it into an income generating machine for their business, instead of it just being something that maybe they've put together but haven't really put much effort into up until now.
Yes, I know that feeling well, but we'll move on swiftly from that. What exactly then is the problem or problems, I'm sure there's many, that you solve for these clients?
So SEO stands for search engine optimization. So I help businesses who are invisible on search engines like Google get found online. Most entrepreneurs know that SEO is Google, but that's kind of where their knowledge ends. And they want to use a search engine to grow their business and make more money, but they aren't really sure how to make that happen. So through my audits and my coaching process, I really strive to help business owners learn this new skill so that they can use it to successfully market their business forever. The goal is that we get more eyeballs on your business, you gain the trust and confidence of those site visitors, and then we turn that traffic into revenue via something like inquiries or online sales.
Yeah, brilliant. That's absolutely the perfect service right there in a nutshell. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems?
Sure. Well, if you don't have a website, obviously you're going to want to start there. A social media profile just isn't enough. You don't own that platform. Platforms can shut down, accounts can be hacked. We want a stable online home for our business. So we need to understand how people are searching for the service or product that you provide. Like, how are potential customers finding you online right now? So after you've got a website, you can use a free tool like Google Search Console straight from Google to submit your website's sitemap. This essentially is trying to say, hey, Google, I'm here. Come and see what my business has to offer. And this free tool collects all sorts of really helpful data so that you can understand how people are finding you via search. Is your traffic and your SEO improving? And then just kind of lots more valuable feedback from there.
Yes, and when we're talking about a free action, even I have managed to do that. It is a little bit of a learning curve, but it's fine. It's there. You can Google how to do it, and you'll find that there's tons of advice. And you might even find Christy will give you that advice via her website as well. I suspect she does,
I do. I
actually.
have a blog post all about it.
Exactly. So Christie's probably the best one to look at. Right. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. Could you share any tips or advice, Christy, for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Sure. Well, if we want to kind of relate this specifically to SEO, when it comes to ongoing SEO work, most of what we need to do is kind of connected to marketing our business. You aren't going to see long-term stable SEO success by just going into your website once, making some technical changes, adding in some keywords, and then never touching your website again. We want your website to be an ever-growing resource for your business. And that means we need to be creating new content, usually via blogging. So in order to keep your website fresh and helpful while not abandoning other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I encourage my clients to repurpose their website's blog content. So we spend time each month creating a really valuable, detailed blog post, and then we repurpose that content to help you show up and be present on other platforms because we don't need to spend tons of time trying to come up with something new to share on every single platform that we manage. We can take that one great piece of content and repurpose it for all of the places that we want to show up.
Yeah, repurposing is a huge time saver as well. And why reinvent the wheel if what you've written says it all in, and you might not say it all, but it says what you want to say in that message. And you don't, if you need a dozen different messages, you may only need a dozen different places you want to post. You may only need one post repurpose. I love that. So that's
Yeah.
excellent. All right, thank you. Brilliant advice, actually. So what should I have asked you today, Christy, that I didn't? And also, I'd be very interested to hear what your answer would be.
Well, something that I think that's really important to mention, so especially for a productivity and like goal focused podcast like this one, is the overwhelming edge that SEO and blogging have on those other social media platforms when we're talking about the lifespan of your content. So if you ask yourself, how long does a social media post continue to bring inquiries or maybe even just engagement like shares, DMs, likes? On average, you're probably going to get some sort of interaction from that post for a day or two, maybe longer if it goes viral, but that's not something we can count on happening all the time. So when we think about Google and SEO, we can actually write a blog post or create a page on our website and get traffic to that page or post and inquiries or sales from that page or post for years after you've written it, like years. I want that to like sink in with everybody. I'll give you a personal example for myself. I have a page on my photography website that I created back in 2020 that has some Amazon links in it for some different products. And that post still makes me affiliate revenue every single month, 5 years after I have written that post. So even if we're kind of modest and say, well, my post only picked up traffic on Google for, a month or two and then it died down, that's still like 30 to 60 times longer than social media. So I don't know about you guys, but that makes a huge impact on my own marketing decisions when I know that one well-written blog post or service page on my website can bring me leads for years versus a social media post that may or may not reach the right people and might just kind of bring me leads or traffic for a day or two.
Yeah, I want to endorse that message as well because in my other life, I run a couple of local history groups. It's my hobby on Facebook, and we had a post the other day. I'm going to turn the clock off because you've done it in 7 minutes. Yay, brilliant! So this is my time, not yours. I had a post the other day that went absolutely crazy. There's about 20,000 people in this group, and this post went crazy. The amount of engagement in it was off the scale for our little group. I was really impressed for about 24 hours. Right. And now it's just sunk without trace. We get maybe one comment a day on it now, when we were getting like one comment a minute before. Yeah. I was really like, whoa, look at this. It's going, it's really going. And then suddenly it's gone. So, and I was just thinking, I actually don't personally choose not to use Facebook for the business. I've pulled away from it because of that, actually, more than anything else. It's just like, and the point you're making is exactly, I think, exemplifying better what you're saying than I am. But that was my experience too. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's why I personally have a lot of internal struggle showing up on social media, is because I feel like, am I really going to get anything from this? So I try to just approach it with the mind frame, the mindset of trying to connect with people and just showing up personally, and less about marketing my business, so that I don't feel like, well, the return on investment's not there.
Fantastic. And that leads us beautifully, segues nicely into, how can people connect with you? See what I did there?
I did. That was a good one. So
that was a good one.
I personally, I do still show up on social media, not as often as I probably should, but I do. You can find me either on Instagram at SEO Coaching for Creatives, or my website, of course, which is seocoachingforcreatives.com.
Fantastic. And the second part of my question is there like a valuable free resource they can get from you? Because people, believe it or not, people are sometimes a little bit shy about making first contact until they know a little bit more about you. And that's where these valuable free resources really drive home, oh gosh, yes, this person's got something I really need. So is there something they could get from you, please?
Of course. So I know, whether you've been in business for 1 year or 10 years, I work with people in all different stages, and a lot of us are just now kind of getting into tackling this whole SEO thing. So I've got a free guide on my website talking to you about the 4 things that you should do before you're ready to kind of start with SEO, so that you're setting up a good foundation for yourself and not having to waste your time, go back and redo things. And you can find that at seocoachingforcreatives.com/4 steps to start. And you'll just have those little hyphens in between each of those words, and you'll get that resource. And I will be showing up in your inbox for probably a week and a half, trying to help you through each of those steps. So it's not just a free resource, but guidance along the way.
Thank you for everything you've told us today. SEO still, I mean, I've been involved in online marketing for years. SEO has changed beyond comparison. And as I often say to people, and people often say to me, is it still relevant? I say, yeah, if you're up to date. But don't do a course that was published like a year ago. It's hopelessly out of date. You need somebody like Christy, whose job it is to stay informed, stay up to date, and then she can pass that technology straight on.
Yep. I love nerding out about all of that. I have lots of resources that I subscribe to try and stay up to date, especially with the introduction of AI. You just really got to stay on top of those changes.
Yes, we could never have enough nerds in the world, can we? Christy Hunter, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for agreeing to appear on Goalbusters today. I'm thrilled that you did. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Robin.
Okay, and remember everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.